I'm just about to make myself something to eat, and I thought that it would be a really good opportunity to jump on and do a bit more talking about systems and how we do things, how we create habits and rituals, and by removing the emotion attached to them. Right, so one of the reasons why I got into hypnosis and understanding behaviours and habits and trying to create how to help people, including myself, how to remove those emotions or manage those emotions so that you can create the outcome that you want. It all came back to when I used to be a personal trainer, group fitness coach in my business that I used to have a few years ago. And so, I was in the depths of my own obsession, I would like to call it, and wanting to be as lean as possible. And as a way of earning money and building a business, a career alongside popping out my children, I decided to get into the group fitness business where I could help others to manage their health and fitness and everything like that while having kids. And one of the major obstacles that I kept bumping my head up against was the amount of self-sabotage that went on amongst my clients and as well as myself, and in particular honing it into diet or eating well and to create a fat loss result. So, there'd be some people who would just grab the food plan that I would give them and would just be like, so amazing. I didn't have to do any work, hardly any coaching, and it was super, super simple. And then there was others that I had to constantly try and help, but I didn't understand at that time what the deeper level of the behaviours that was happening, and I didn't know it within myself either, and why they were so savagely self-sabotaging themselves. So again, as I mentioned before, this is one of the reasons why I started to delve into learning more about the mind and understanding our emotions and how they play a role in everything that we do and everything that we have around us. So the reason why I jumped on here today with my scales in front of me is because back in the day when I began out on a journey of wanting to be healthier or wanting to have the best physique I could, I used to look at weighing my food as a bit obsessed, a bit over the top. And whose perspective was that? I was looking at it from somebody else's. So, I would look online and see other people doing it, the bodybuilders and stuff like that doing it. But when I went to do it, I felt like, oh my God, I'm a bit overboard here. Like I felt like that was the pressure that I was receiving from the outside. Now, fast forward a few more years down the track, every meal that I eat is weighed and measured. And I don't look at it as being obsessed. I look at it as being systemised, as being efficient, and like using food as fuel, because we can all get trapped into using food as an emotional substance that's going to give us that quick happiness, that instant gratification, or just overeating, like being mindless and overeating. So anybody in terms of elite athlete or like a high performing business knows how important it is to be systemised and to track our progress, so that when we find success is not how we want it to be, for example, then we know exactly what to change. So when we become so systemised in our habits and behaviours, then we can gather those results, all the feedback to allow us to analyse what is happening, what is working and what is not working. So again, back to the scales, it's a system. And so if you are somebody who just wants to improve, it doesn't really matter in what area of your life. Maybe it is food, or maybe it is your athletic capabilities. Maybe it is your business growth and Your financial, that's another one, another really great one. The best way that you're going to get the results that you want is by tracking and measuring, becoming more and more efficient and even more and more effective in the systems that you have in place. Remove the emotion, because any time you have a system and then you waver off that system, then it's emotional. Because you've allowed that time to take place where you've gone, I don't really feel like doing that, which we can all do. I don't really feel like doing that today. And then that annoying part of your mind talks you out of what you said you were going to do. So as soon as you get into that scenario, it's really important to assess and analyze what was going on there. And not just at that time, but what are the factors leading up to that moment, all right? Because if you find yourself binging, shopping binging, spending money binging, food binging, alcohol binging, Netflix binging, anything like that, what is creating that over surging of that activity? And by learning to understand the emotions that are driving that behavior, you can effectively eliminate it. And moving forward in terms of creating the results that you want, when you start to remove all of that resistance, all of those emotions that are attached to the process, then it's a free way. You're all the way home. All it is a matter of allowing time to pass for you to create that result, because there is no flaws. There is no roller coaster of results or activities that are happening. It's streamlined. You know exactly that if you do that at that time, on that day, for that amount of time, etc., then the results will come. You can remove the fears and doubts about, am I doing this right, or whatever. You can just stay in your lane and focus on the outcome that is guaranteed to happen. As long as you have the belief, then there is no stopping you. All right, so that's a wee spiel on tracking, measuring, being efficient and being effective, systems and processes, and how powerful they are in creating the results that you want.